Hey everybody! I am out planting today and I've had some requests for how we are doing that in some of these areas where there's still a lot of sod and other plants, and so we use a lot of different techniques. So I'm going to show you one that I'm doing today. But I started here on this back side of the orchard because I had to give you another glimpse at this lobelia patch. Look at it! That is freaking insane! It is so amazing. I'm thrilled. So, here, let me take you back here for a sec. You can see some of the plants I'm going to stick in over here. Call them boneset, obedient plant, turtle head. These are just a few. Queen of the prairie, some that like these moisture soils. And I will show you that when we do that day. But I'm going to show you this upper end of the orchard. Look at this. Oh my gosh, there are bumblebees everywhere. They love it. And yes, we have some teasel in here. And I know some of you have a lot of problems with it. And thankfully we don't. We do pop some of them out here and there, since it is a non-native and can be aggressive. But since it's not aggressive here, it's such a fabulous nectar plant that we always let some of them go. Okay, so here's the zone I'm working in. You can see some flats. I worked over here the other day. And what I started with is this. So just sod. Steve keeps making our pods bigger and bigger and our paths narrower and narrower, which is awesome. So the paths serve a purpose to allow us to explore and see things. And when we first got here, they also allowed us access so that we could have defined planting zones. And now that things are filling in, we are getting rid of a lot of the paths and promoting connectivity. And it seems like that connectivity in these bigger pods is really adding to our diversity and the amount of wildlife that we have everywhere. Okay, back to my point. So here we have a lot of quart-sized plants, and some of them are on their way out. They've already done. This is monkey flower, and this Riddles actually isn't very happy, so I'm going to see if the roots will recover since I put them in the ground. But all I did is dig a bunch of holes. Actually, I dig one hole at a time, and I'll show you the shovel I'm using. And then I stick a quart in, and I just pull the grass aside. I kind of do 2 cuts, one on each side, and then I pull that clump of soil back. And then my hole's deep enough, I set that quart-sized plant in there and I pull apart all the soil that is on that grass clump and tuck it in to the plant. And then I tip the grass upside down around the outside. And I'm doing these tight. You can see my planting is a foot apart in most places, and I'm doing that to promote filling in faster. Look at this lobelia. This is what I didn't plant, or Steve didn't plant, and it extends all the way up here. And I really noticed a difference in the soil moisture on this end versus up here, which is why I've used different plants. So we got some Joe Pies and stiff goldenrod and boneset and willow herb, which, oh, we adore. And some coreopsis. And there was one milkweed I had pulled out, and then I saw it had roots, so I put it in here, and there was a caterpillar on him the other day, but I don't see him right now. I saw his molt. He might just be not visible. I do see the oleander aphids. They get going, but then we usually get the predators out here to come get them. Alright, so now we're starting to go uphill just a little bit. You can see we have a Grimes golden apple right there, and the soil was much drier when I went into this space. So I'm experimenting, but I have Senna marilandica up here, and I'm putting in some echinacea and also big blue stem because we need more grasses here. I love them. And so does Steve. So these guys really went nuts for us in the pots this year. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. They should have been up potted a while ago. Look at that. A quart-sized pot for that big of a plant. Okay, so this is the size of pot I'm using. quartz. These are made out of recycled water bottles. We just keep using them. And then when I'm doing smaller holes, I love using a hori-hori. It cuts into the earth fabulously, and I can cut off weeds, and then I can make a really nice incision. But I find that this little mini shovel is perfect for me for this project. So you can see here, it's just a couple feet tall, and then I did my 2 stomp, stomp, and then pulled the earth back, and you can see it's connected right there. So then I'll pull it apart, knock all that soil back into the hole, and lay all of that down amongst the plant. And I wanted to show you too, look here. So Steve had been mowing this, and then as I said, he's been extending it. This is ironweed, and there's a lot of asters coming up in here. So we have a mix, of course, European grasses, Queen Anne's lace, but a lot of natives. So I'm planting around the natives so that we can promote more of those. And then of course, watering. That's the next thing to do. It's August here, and it's still pretty dry. We luckily got about 1 inch and 2/8 the other day, which was so nice. But the soil is still dry when I'm digging in there. So I'm watering, and I'll keep an eye on it and make sure these plants get well established. But that's all there is to it. And then I will just do this dense planting in this zone, just like this one. And then I'm gonna extend to some other areas where we need some diversity. And I'm gonna come down through the middle here at some point and add perhaps a couple others of those water-loving plants. You know I'm gonna get a great case of chiggers when I'm in there, but it's worth it. We always go explore wetlands and fens and get chiggers, and they itch like mad, but it's so cool to get in there and see the plants. Okay, I hope this answers some questions. If not, just leave a comment and I will answer the best that I can. I think the main rule to remember is you can't mess up. Don't try to control it too much, and plant the plants really dense and laugh a lot and smile and talk to the plants, because they're pretty cool. They're doing some magical work in this world, and you are putting them in, and you are adding that work to your land. That is a big, big deal. All right, everyone, I hope that your day is beautiful, just like this, and that the goldfinches are singing if they're around you, or if whoever is around you is singing, and that you are noticing. That's what we all need to be doing, isn't it? Noticing. Happy planting!